Hello everyone, I am Sneha from IEEE SIT student branch. In this video, we will see some basic commands used in LaTeX to include images, lists, and equations. Also, we will see how we can format the text in LaTeX along with some tips to write a report. So let's get started. The next thing you do after an exhaustive literature survey is to plan your project. The pictorial representation of that plan is nothing but your block diagram. You need to insert a block diagram in your report. So you need to know how to insert images in your report using Overleaf. So here is an icon for upload. So before inserting an image, you need to upload the image into Overleaf. So select from your computer. Search for the image that you need, open the image. So once you upload it, you can see a LaTeX block diagram. It is included here. So let's see what is the code to include that image. First, you need to start the figure block. For that, you will be using a command called begin. Here we are using H. This will indicate the compiler that the image should be inserted right after this sentence. You can also use B here. B indicates that the image should be inserted at the bottom of the page, and T indicates that it should be at the top of the page. After that, you will be using this command centering to indicate that your image should be at the center of the page. Next, you need to include graphics. You will be including that image. For that, include graphics is used, and you can also scale. You can also scale the image by using scale equal to 0.4. Next, you have to write the name of the image that you are including. Here, the name is latex block diagram.jpg. So the same name you will be using, otherwise it will be an error. Then you need to give a caption for that image. For that, you will be using a command called caption and write the caption in the flower braces. Then label the diagram. This will be used to refer an image further in the text. Next, you need to end that block. So end figure is the command for that. Let's recompile and see. Yes. See, the block diagram is now included here. So what should be there in the block diagram? You need to first plan what are the inputs for your system and what is the processing that is going to be take place and the outputs of that system. So all that should be included in the block diagram, and after that you need to explain each and every block in that block diagram. That will be your block diagram chapter. So there are instances where you need to use 4 to 5 images, like when you need to show the different instances of your working project. You can use this kind of tabular thing. So how can we do that? Let's see. In the same way, first you need to upload all these images into the Overleaf. Then you have to begin the figure block. Then centering, as I said already. Then, as you can see, it is like a tabular form. There are two rows and two columns. So we'll be starting the block called tabular, and then CC indicates that there are two columns. If there are three, you can have CCC and so on. Every image can be included using a command called subfloat, and after the subfloat command you have to caption that image, that particular image. Then you need to include that. You can also set the width and height like this. I have taken width equal to 4 centimeter and height equals 4 centimeter, or you can also scale it as I said before in the previous image. Then you have to include the name of that image, that particular image that you have uploaded here, the same name. Then in the same way, you have to include all these 4 images using the subfloat command. So as you can see here, there is something like ampersand symbol and backslash symbols. This is because these ampersand symbol indicates that the next image should be right after that image, like this. This image, particular image, is placed right after this image, and this image is in the next line. So to indicate that the third image should be next line, you have to write like this. This indicates the new line. And after that, you need to end the tabular block, then caption, it is the main caption of the 4 images. Like here, multiple images in grid form. This is the main caption. After that, label the figure and then end the figure. So where is this label is used in the text? Here, in a report, you need to always refer your images, saying what is that image and what can we refer from that image. So for that, like a generalized block diagram is as shown in figure. This reference, what it will do is the number of the image will be inserted here. When we recompile that, we can see a generalized block diagram is as shown in figure 5.1. It will take this number and insert it here. That's all in the block diagram. After the block diagram chapter, you may have a software description chapter or a hardware description chapter. So let us first go through the software description part. In this chapter, you have to explain each and every software that you have used in your project and the specifications of that software, and also why in particular you have used this software. Also in this chapter, you can include the use case diagram. In some projects, you may have to like specify the relationship between the admin and the user. In those cases, you have to use case diagrams. You can include that here. While writing a report, you may have situation like where you have to list something. So there are 2 types to do that. First is ordered list and the second is unordered list. You have already seen how to use unordered list. So let us see how can we include the ordered list in our report. In unordered list, you have used begin itemize, but in this case, you have to use begin enumerate. And and every point you can include here by using the command called item. When you recompile it, you can see that the points will be in ordered list 1, 2, 3, 4. So the numbers will appear. You can see here that there is unordered list inside the ordered list and also ordered list inside ordered list. To do this, you can nest your itemize block inside the enumerate block, or insert enumerate block inside enumerate itself, and vice versa. After that, you have to end this block by using the end command. The next is there are situations where you have to emphasize a particular sentence or a word. For that, we have different commands in LaTeX, like text BF, that is text should be in bold format. It indicates that whatever text you need to have in bold can be included inside the flower braces here. And also another is underline. This readable should be in underline form in the report. So you can use this command. And the next is text italics. This will italize your word or the sentence. Like when you recompile it, you can see the output here. Text formatting is in bold, readable have an underline, and reader is in italics. Like next is like in any other programming languages, you have keywords which you cannot use anywhere else. They have their particular meanings. In the same way, in latex, there are some symbols which have their particular uh, special meanings in latex. So those symbols you cannot use anywhere like that. So to use those in your text, you have to use a backslash symbol, so that it will appear in your report as it is, like the percentage symbol, the ampersand symbol, and the flower braces symbol. And there are many other like this. You can use those by using backslash. If you don't use it, they won't appear in your output. The next chapter is hardware description chapter. Same as software description, you have to include the explanation of each and every hardware that you have used in this in your project, and also the specifications of that module, and also why you have particularly used that module in your project, why it is better to use only that module. So in this chapter, you may have used some formula or some calculation to choose that module, or you have some formula to calculate something. So you can insert those equations in this chapter. So let us see how can we include the equations here. There are two methods in which you can include the equations. The first is inline mode, and the second is the display mode. So let us first see how can we include it in inline mode. For example, let us take the Pythagoras theorem. So every time you are including equation, you have to go into the math mode. So to go inside the math mode, you are using the dollar symbol. You have to include your equations inside the dollar symbol. So here is the equation. Here, this cap symbol indicates that 2 is the subscript for x, y, and z. So when we recompile it, you can see the equation is within the text. This is called the inline mode. The next is display mode. In display mode, there are two types. In the first one, there is no numbering for the equation. This you can use it like this. The equation should be inside the square brackets and backward backslash symbols. Here in the output, you can see that there is no number for this equation. To number that equation, you have another method. Here you have to start the equation block. Inside the equation block, you can write your equation without any dollar symbol or square braces as earlier, and then end the equation block. Also, you can label the equation as we have done in the case of images, and use that to refer in your text. When you recompile this code, you can see that you have an equation number for this equation. There are cases when you are using more than one equations, and you need to align that because your report should be neat. So for that, you have to include another block, that is split block, inside the equation block. Here the long equation will be splitted into different parts. Like we can take an example of sum of n positive numbers. We can have three formulas. One is the long one, that is you have to add until n, and the next one is summation, and another is fraction formula. So you have to align all this. To align that, you are using the ampersand symbol, the point where you add this ampersand symbol, like you have added it before the equal symbol. So all the equal symbols will be aligned. So as you can see in the output, let's recompile it. See, all the equal symbols are aligned. So you can use the align block, or sorry, the split block inside this. Next is inside the equations, you can have like a Greek alphabets like alpha, beta, and gamma. So for that, if you are doing it inline, you have to go into the math mode. For that, you have to use the dollar symbol, and then use the backslash symbol and write alpha, beta, or whichever alphabet you are using. It will appear in your output like this. See, alpha, beta. And if you are using it in display mode, you don't have to use the dollar symbol for that. Inside the begin equation block, you can add it like this, backslash lambda. So one more thing is like for summation and fraction, you have a different command for that also. For summation, you have a command like sum, and the subscript will be the I equals 1 and superscript will be n, like summation I from 1 to n. That will appear something like this. The subscript will be below the summation symbol and the superscript will be above this and I. So you can use the sum, you can use this command for that. And for fraction, there is a command called frac. In that, in the first flower braces, you have to insert the numerator, and in the second flower braces, you have to include the denominator. This will appear like this. See, n into n plus 1 is in numerator and 2 is in denominator. So this is how you can add your equations. And this is all about the hardware description part. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope it was useful. So please like the video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.